Hello, Disney Infinity trainers, and welcome to our Round 4 Arena Showcase. Round 4 is just around the corner. Now, Dieter and I actually just finished all of the fights yesterday, so you can expect to see Round 4 within the next week and the week after that. This coming week, starting on Monday, we are going to begin Round 4. Fear just got finished with his own fight, and you're gonna have to see it to believe it. I'll leave it at that. I won't say anything one way or another. But I'm also going to be releasing a video that's going to show all of the matchups for this round, just so you can kind of have an idea and predict, make your own predictions and things like that. So it's going to be exciting. Now today, Fear is our tour guide, and what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you the entire arena. I know I showed it in one of our episodes of Let's Build a Toy Box when Dieter and I were building it, but I have finished it, and I added some logic and stuff, and it's pretty neat. So as you can see, I'm starting out in this room here, and it's locked. How are we going to fight, right? Dieter is on the complete opposite side of the toy box in his own locked cage room. Let's go ahead and actually show that off. All right, so here is the Dieter room, right? So just to kind of showcase, this is where Dieter's starting out. This is where I'm starting out. And you're wondering, well, how are you going to fight? Well, I'll show you. So we'll drop Kanan out here. I just wanted to kind of show that we're both starting in a similar setting. And basically this arena is symmetrical. It is an interior, as you can tell, and it's symmetrical so that really we both kind of have the same thing going on. So it's kind of even for both of us. So basically what we do is I press this button and it's going to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fight. And when it says fight, then this door will open. Dieter's door will also open and the fight begins. All right, so let's go ahead and show that off. So I'm going to press that. 5, 4, well, I won't count it down, but you get the point, right? So this gives us the opportunity to kind of get a fair start here. Fight. So the door unlocks, and you can see this room doesn't really have much going on, but what we do have is another locked door here. And so basically what I did was that I made the logic connection so that when the timer goes off, when the timer goes down to 0 and it says fight, then it starts another timer, which is hidden, you can't see it. And that timer is for 1 minute and 30 seconds. And so when that timer goes to 0, this gate unlocks. And this is a secret passageway. You might have seen Dieter and I working on it when we did our Let's Build a Toy Box episode. So it's a secret passageway, it's a hallway, and there's a little hidden room in there with a lot of power-ups, health, weapons, stuff like that. So the next thing is you go down to this hallway. Usually though, I mean, again, like I said, we finished all of the fights, and pretty much every single fight, none of us went all the way down the stairs because that doesn't make any sense. Literally, we just jumped down there. And then there's another little room over here. And then in this room, there's 2 passageways. There's one that goes right here. This is basically the very center of the arena. On the other side over there is Dieter's side of the arena, which is basically identical. It's an identical layout to this side. Over here, however, there's a little hallway, and as you can see, the timer expired and it says secret passageway open. So let's actually go back there just in case I take too long explaining it. So now you can see that the secret passageway has opened up, and it allows us to go through it. And this is a useful tool because if we want to kind of escape from the other person, this is a way to do it. And again, there is a hidden room in here, kind of in the middle of the hallway. Now this connects directly to Dieter's side of the arena as well. It's not really a shortcut, it's kind of a long cut, but the fact that it connects makes it, you know, more gameplay and makes it pretty interesting as well. And I should note that when the secret passageway opens up, it starts yet another timer, which delays for 1 minute and 30 seconds. When that timer expires, the secret passageway closes up. And so if you're in it, then you're locked in until the timer. And then basically it starts a chain timer. And so here we have a room full of health and some special. And then over there you can also get a Wart's sword, which is a useful weapon. I didn't put too many weapons in this one just because I figured most of the characters in this round basically have their own weapons already, that they don't really need additional weapons. So I only put a couple. Okay, let's get out of here. Oh no, it locked us in. Okay, so as you can see, the passageway locked and it starts a loop. So now this timer starts, and after this time is up, then it's going to open up again. Then it's going to start another timer. When that one expires, then it closes again. It's a cycle. So throughout the fight, this passageway will be opening and closing. So it kind of is like, if you need to get away from your opponent, you can try to make it here before it closes, and you can hope like, oh, well, maybe by the time I enter here, then it'll close so my opponent can't follow me. So I'm going to go ahead and wait until the timer expires again, and I'll come back here to explain with you more. Alright, so the passageway is open now. Let's get out of here before it locks us back in. And as you can see, we are back over here where Dieter's side of the arena is. So Dieter decorated this room. This is where Dieter's character will start in every fight. And you come out here, and he has this little room. It doesn't really have much going on. It's just decorated for fun. And as you can see, this for Dieter on the right-hand side is where the secret passageway enters. For me, it's on the left-hand side. So that's how they connect to one another. So here's Dieter's side of the thing. This one has the room that's decorated here with the stairs. Again, in all the fights, we don't walk down the stairs. We just jump straight down here. Although there have been times in the fights where we have to run up the stairs, and those have been pretty intense, so we'll get to those, and we'll enjoy those when they come. Dieter decorated this area pretty nice. It's a little lounge, and the decorations here, they are just for decoration. However, some of them can be used kind of as like blocking areas, so you can kind of like hide, things like that, so you can put some ground on you and your opponent. And then as you can see, once again, here we are in the middle of the arena again. And we're going back over to my side. So I'll explain the additional hallways in a little bit. But first, this is the center of the arena. Now, for every fight, there will be a lightsaber in the very center of the arena. I figure that that's one of the most powerful weapons in the game, and a lot of characters like using it. So as you can see, the passageway is locked again. Right, so it's kind of like one of those things where you race to the center, and if you want to go for the lightsaber, then that's cool. You totally can. Or if you want to just kind of go your own route and not really go to the center. It kind of reminded me of the Hunger Games, where when they start out, there's the center of the arena, and there's a bunch of really good weapons and resources. But if you go to the middle and you try to get some of those good resources, well, then you're entering the fray, and you run the risk of getting killed. So that's kind of the same thing here. There's also a purple capsule for those of the characters who have a special move. And so this is the center. Pretty straightforward stuff. Not very detailed, but it's okay. And then over here we put this room. This is also just for decoration. I wasn't able to put weapons or power-ups in here. Otherwise I would have. But it's kind of cool. We did have at least one fight where where the characters came in here, and it was a pretty crazy showdown. I'll tell you that much. So this is for fun, but it's such a cool room that it's awesome when we do get to have a fight in here. So, lastly, we have those two additional passageways. So, I'm coming from over there, right? That's where my starting area is. It's going up those stairs. My starting area is in there. So, when the round starts, we're going to come down the stairs and then come in through here. Here's the center of the arena. However, we have the option to go this way as well. And this leads to a little hallway with a couple extra rooms. Now, to the left here, we have Minnie's room. Minnie's room, we'll explain what this little button does right now. But what Minnie's room has is, I know all the things aren't hidden yet. I didn't really have enough time to hide all of the logic, but that's okay. So you step on this one, and it spawns a special capsule. So that's pretty useful. Step on it again, and it looks like it doesn't work. I think I limited that one. I think I used a logic gate for that one, so you can only use it once. Let me see. Oh, I think I turned off the ability to use the wand. That's okay. This is a logic gate, and this is a timer. I think what I did is I made it so that when the timer runs out, then the logic gate opens back up, and so you cannot use this over and over again, but you have to wait for the timer to expire. Once it does, then you can use it again. So I just felt like that would be fair, because if we had an unlimited supply of special capsules, some of the characters could take real advantage of that. So I wanted to make it kind of balanced. And then over here, when you hit this target, a health capsule will spawn. I think this one is repeatable. Let me see. Yes, it is. Nice. Okay, so you hit the target. That one is unlimited. I mean, really only every character needs like maybe 2 health capsules to completely fill up their health. That's the most. So it's not like anyone's going to really be abusing this, because it's like if you get 1 health capsule, well, your health is probably pretty much replenished anyway, so it's not like you can abuse that. However, people can potentially abuse the purple capsule, and so that's why I kind of limited that one. Now, this button over here, let's come on over to this room first. So this room over here is the other room that you can choose to go into. It has the Radio Disney player. So you come over here, and this room, as you can see, it doesn't have any power-ups or weapons or anything special like that. So what's the purpose of this room? Well, it's a pretty fun one. Basically, what you do here is if you hit both of these targets, let's go ahead and do that. One, and you need to hit both, not just one. It closes the room. It closes the door and locks it. So why is that useful? Well, in all honesty, it's not perfectly useful, but really what I anticipated for that one is that when you have a character following you, this can be kind of like a hideout room, and you can close the door behind your opponent, and that allows you to maybe bide some time. Now, not every character is going to be able to use this to their advantage. Certain characters have health regeneration, and so if they're low on health and they really need to kind of find a safe space to recharge that health, this is a good opportunity for them. So not every character is going to be able to use this room or is going to want to use this room, but some of them might. And if you press the button over here, the door opens. So you have free control of when you want to exit the room and how long you want to stay in here. Now that button over here that we talked about, this, if you press it, it also unlocks this door. And so if my opponent runs in the room and closes the door behind me and I can't get in, well, I have an opportunity to open that door by running over here, pressing the button, and then charging at them before they can hit both targets. So it's more gameplay, and I really wanted to add some gameplay to this arena so that it's not just an interior, because if it were just an interior, it could get kind of boring. But let me tell you, a lot of the fights that we've had, we have finished every single one of them. They've been pretty intense. I feel like every single one of them was just super intense. There was only one fight where we kind of knew what was going to happen, and we kind of weren't really surprised, but everything else was a nail biter. So I think you're all gonna really love this round, because we did. All right, so this is coming from Dieter's side, and of course Dieter has an entrance to the middle of the arena, and then he has his own secret passageway here. Now these halls are not very decorated, but that's okay. This is not a fashion show. So here what you do is you run over here. This was just like a little blip. I accidentally added an extra piece there, so it's kind of confusing. So I guess it makes it kind of like a maze as well. Here we have a spawner, as well as a randomizer and a effects generator. So I'll go ahead and explain all of that, and then we have just some decorations here. So we're gonna have to run all the way back out. If you saw at the entrance to this hallway, there was an action button. And so basically what you're doing in this hallway is you are pressing the action button, and it'll spawn some power-ups in that room down there. And so I hooked it up to the randomizer. So you press the button, and I believe there are 4 options of what can happen. Maybe 3 or 4. I don't remember how many. The first one is it gives you health. The second one is it gives you special capsule. The third one is just a little explosion forms right here. So nothing basically happens. You don't get hurt, it just shows like a little ball of energy, and that means that basically you don't get anything. And then the last one I believe is, and this one is rare, is it locks the door. So that's a rare occurrence. I don't think that'll happen very often, but if it does, well, you're out of luck for that one and you're not going to get any power-up. So let's go ahead and try that out and see what we get. It's like a little mystery bag. Life is like a box of chocolates. See, so this one is the little explosion. See, I don't get hurt. I could have made it so that it hurts you, but I didn't want to. So that just basically means try again. So let's try it again. Okay, we didn't get the explosion there, so that means something probably came up here. Yep, and we got some health there. So that's kind of a fun little gameplay element too, where it's like, if I need some health, I can press that button and run in here and cross my fingers that the stars align and I got some health. But sometimes you'll press it, you'll need health, you'll come in here and there won't be anything. So it's kind of like a little gamble there. But in the end, that is actually the entire arena. I know it doesn't seem very large. It's not. I didn't want this to be a very big arena, because if it was, then it would just be, the fights wouldn't be as intense. And by making it smaller, but adding kind of unique gameplay elements that make it so that we can kind of run away and hide and do things like that, well, then it makes things a lot more intense. And like I said, the fights in this episode, in this round, have been fantastic so far. So I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Please let me know what you think of this arena, and which characters do you like to see, or would you like to see duke it out in this interior. Now, again, I will be releasing an episode pretty soon, maybe today or tomorrow, where I talk about who is fighting whom, so you can kind of get an idea, get some predictions going. It'll be a lot of fun. And then I might try to throw together some kind of a trailer for round 4. So round 4 is coming on Monday, March 14th. Be ready. We'll see you then.